I think we are live. Yep. Good morning. It's December 31st, Wednesday. It's a lot of wrestling going on. Not so much college. There's a little bit of a break, right? And then, but a lot of high school wrestling. Yeah. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, doing good.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
If you
Tonight.
make it to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's
Yeah.
kind of a morbid thought right now, Marty.
Why? I didn't mean,
It is. It is.
that way. I'm just saying.
It is. Yeah. I mean, that does bring up an interesting segue, but yeah, morbid thought, Marty. We will hopefully all be here tomorrow.
Oh, we
It
will.
is New Year's tomorrow, 2026. This weekend was locally there was the Abe's Rumble. A lot of the single A teams were down there competing. Byron, Oregon, Lena Winslow. I'm sure I'm going to forget a few others that are down there. Actually, Lena Winslow, Stockton, Lena Winslow, the co-op, they actually took second place. They lost to Coal City in the finals. Coal City's basically, I think they're the best team in single A this year. They're probably going to run away with it. But it's a good showing from our local. I think they go by Pantherhawks. And so shout out to Coach Milder and Coach Buddy Staver. Yeah, congrats on the good finish. Oregon did well as well. I forget where they ended up finish wise. I believe because the pool, you know how they do the pool bracketing.
Yeah.
And then so once you lose in the first round, they move. They don't do wrestleback, so they finished with seventh place. And then the other thing that was going on this weekend was the Flavin, another team event held at DeKalb High School. The finals, the championship pool, Marmion beats Marmion takes first, IC Catholic second, Kaukauna, Wisconsin takes third, and then Montini took fourth. And then they have all these other consolation pools and stuff for people as well. So a lot of wrestling going on. Where was did Hononegah go to Mid-States?
No, they're going to the Clash this week.
Okay, they're going to
I don't think the Mid-States, I think it's another week away or something like that. 2 weeks
I thought
away.
it was.
No, I thought it was this last weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe they did then. I don't think they did though.
I don't think they did. I saw Walters last night, and he didn't say anything because we were talking about the schedule. Because I thought they used to go to the Flavin, but he said you guys have never been in the Flavin.
We were at the Flavin forever when it first started.
Yeah, it wasn't called the Flavin, right? Because
no, it wasn't called Flavin. But it was
Cassie, no, but I don't think it was that far ago, right? Because I think the Cassiopes when they were freshmen went to a dual.
At DeKalb?
Yeah, like a dual tournament. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's that. I don't think it's been the Flavin for very long. Or
it used to be that on Friday night we'd wrestle 2 dual meets, and then on Saturday there'd be an individual tournament.
Right?
Yeah, it was great, and good teams too.
Yeah, I mean it's almost a precursor to the 3A state tournament.
I know.
This year, Mount Carmel wasn't there. I think Mount Carmel's been there in the past, and Marist.
Yeah.
Neither was there this year, but.
Yeah, I think what's the challenge for a lot of teams is just the schedule. Yeah, getting everything organized, making sure that it's the right schedule for you, not just doing things for everybody. Like everybody's going to ask you to go to do stuff.
So, speaking of schedule, are you guys aware that there's that 2-week break during the state series?
I am.
I just became aware of this. I'm like,
when did you find out about it?
Here, and then 2 weeks till sectional. Like, because I remember talking to someone. Well, the new schedule changed everyone. It pushes everything off a week, and I was like, and so I was looking at it. I still scratching my head. I don't know why the state did this. I think to appease.
Well, so just to clarify, what you're talking about is between regionals and sectionals, there is a week off that is where they're going to conduct the
girls.
No, aren't they going to conduct the Super 32 duels? No, that's still after. No, let me look at the schedule. I thought they do the duels.
32 duels.
Yeah, what is that?
Super Tuesday or whatever.
Oh, the dual team.
Yeah, when is the duel? Isn't the duel? Yeah, the duel is before the state tournament.
Yes.
So they super sectionals, that's what they call it. Sectionals, dual team
Well,
sectionals is happening before the sectional.
It should be the week is Tuesday after the state tournament.
Yeah, but they've switched that. There's no Tuesday after the state tournament. That dual sectional is taking place at the weekend after the regional, where the girls sectionals and stuff is happening as well. So it's more focused on the dual aspect. And again, the change in schedule is based off of some people pushing back on the idea that you're forcing kids to turn around and wrestle right away on that Tuesday. It's not the easiest, most convenient thing for some of these duels. I do like that there isn't a short turnaround, because some of these kids that are wrestling on teams that are really big, having them come back and wrestle at the weight class that they're supposed to is very challenging. So
it's the greatest part. It's the greatest part of the whole sport.
Which part?
Have to make weight after the high school state tournament. There's nothing more than pride in doing that. We did it for so many years, many guys.
I don't know if that's the best part of.
It is the best. See, that's the problem. That's where they're making a mistake.
So
that is something that you should cherish, that you did that after the state tournament. Everybody talks about it, but half the people that talk about it never did it.
You're saying cutting weight?
Cutting weight, keeping the lineup the way it's supposed to be. You have kids at the state tournament, they get beat, they thought they were going to place, and now they're down in the dumps, and you got to get them ready to go on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I will say there's obviously clearly benefits. I mean, like most things, there's always good and bad, right? So the positive of what you're talking about the mental response from a coaching standpoint and in an individual standpoint to kind of like just
standpoint.
Yeah. But to stay focused and kind of get back into the thing. But to say that, a kid who wrestled all year and it made weight 3 times in a row has to cut weight on Monday to make weight Tuesday. I mean, that's cutting weight's not necessarily a good thing.
Here's the thing.
And I've cut weight before, so I can definitely argue and testimony.
Dalton, TEAM, team. That's the problem with wrestling a little bit now. It's individualist. I mean, you send kids to places, but you don't send your whole team. You only send the good kids. I mean, it's hard building a team. If you have a decent team, you're always going to have good wrestlers. But I mean, it's tough, and there's nothing better than having to work out twice a day up in Champaign in the wrestling room. It's a great culture.
How many programs allow their entire team to go down there and how
we did every year? Well,
I mean, but these are potential scenarios that are very challenging because the school district is going to be responsible for putting the financials together, and hotel rooms cost $300 at least a night. So for a team that just won regionals to go down to the state tournament to practice and stay, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of things happening.
Well, you have fundraise, you have a club or whatever that can help offset costs. So a lot of times schools won't pay for kids who aren't in the tournament. They're not going to foot that bill for you. So I'm sure Kids Club probably helped you guys out back in the day, Marty.
Yeah, I mean, and the school helped out a ton.
Yeah.
They were great.
Yeah, and I don't think everybody has the same setup, same school, same club stuff. So
the individual state, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's nothing that following Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me. Then you just have the dual team the following week.
Yep.
Was the girls' state.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of crazy that they run them both simultaneously at the same place.
Yeah, I don't know why either. I think obviously girls' state, like I was talking to somebody about girls' state and like, the conversation got brought up about like the facility, and I'm like, what's wrong with like a high school? And it's like it's not good enough. And I just feel like that's silly because if you pack a high school gym and you do everything, it can be cool. So I mean, sectionals is cool. So why couldn't girls' state be done in a high school? Like it just seems like that was maybe some of the pushback as far as not or doing it at the team state venue as opposed to doing it at their own venue or something like that. I would also assume that having the logistics of people running the tournament, but I feel like that's possible too. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these things, and again, the argument with moving the dates, like could they have possibly done some type of like I think there should just be no sectional for team sectional. Like if you win regionals, why don't they just add like the high school football, they added like 12 teams to the playoffs. So you're telling me you can't just take all of the regional champions and put them in the team state? Like why not? What's wrong with that?
That's a good question for the state.
Yeah.
I mean, so I guess here's my so what you're saying is some of the reasoning they added this extra week between the regionals and the sectionals is so they could run the team sectionals.
I believe it just so that they don't have to run the team sectionals on Tuesday.
Tuesday after state.
Yeah.
But you still run them and keep. I just don't. Can you compete during those 2 weeks? Or is it now that the state series, it's only state series?
Yeah, I think you can. I don't think you get to compete anywhere.
I mean, it might be good. If kids are banged up, they get a little rest going into the sectional, but.
Well, another. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
No, I mean, it just shocked me that all of a sudden we got a 2 week.
Yeah. Well, I don't think.
Here. Well, not really a break, but it used to be, the next 3 weeks were the state series in it.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely going to be a lot more matchups, right? So, for instance, the regionals that go into the sectionals. So normally you wouldn't see. Say you wrestle in a regional and you wrestle a kid in the semis or something like that, or the finals. Normally you just wrestle the next week. Well, now you're going to wrestle them one more time, most likely in between the regional and the sectional. So competition's going to like basically they're going to wrestle more, I guess. I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing, or indifferent, but you get what I'm saying, right? If I wrestle someone in the regional,
like, let's say Hananiga could wrestle Warren right before the sectional, and those individual matchups could also happen now at the sectional.
Yeah.
I mean, that was vice versa. You used to have the individual matchups, and then you go to the dual, right? Yeah. And you could have those matchups, or you could move guys around accordingly.
Yeah.
Back before they went to 3 classes too, at the sectionals, you had to win twice that night instead of just winning.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I don't know why they wouldn't just put all. I think it's 16 regionals. I think the conversation I had with somebody.
Yeah, there's 4 sectionals.
Yeah, so I just don't understand why they don't just do 16 teams at a state tournament. Like, why not? That would be easy, and then you wouldn't have to do the super sectional. You wouldn't have to do the team sectional or whatever, and everybody would get a state qualifier banner, to hang up in their school, and it'd be great.
It's probably the same reason they can't crown a state champion team at the individual tournament.
That's crazy too.
It's very easy to do. You got the program you're running. Yeah. Oop, there it is.
Just click a button. Yeah. I don't know why either, because I don't think that takes away anything from the team state aspect.
You could take a team like this year. Hananiga's got 4 really good kids.
Yeah.
They could all 4 of them could place. All 4 of them could be in the state finals.
Yeah.
They would probably win the state tournament. Individual. It'd be a really good chance that they might do that.
Yeah.
So you reward a team that has a really, really, really good team, and then you award a team that has some really, really good individuals. I think the way they do it in Iowa, it's awesome.
And then, I mean, you talk about trying to build programs and get programs. I mean, hey, we just finished, even if you didn't win it, hey, we had 3 really good kids, and we finished 5th in the state. Now people are like, oh, hey, these guys, get some interest.
Right.
Build the numbers up.
Yeah, I definitely like I don't know. I guess I'm always confused with the consistency of like, are you an organization that wants to make more awards and stuff? Because it seems like you are. You add so many.
Like
you add a whole bunch of
more teams. Hey, you were 2 and 7.
Everybody who plays high school football is in the playoffs. That's just the start of the season. Everybody should just accept that. So you're in that business. Why wouldn't you just buy 3 trophies? I can't imagine they're more than $100 for 3 of them. And then you just give out a team trophy for the first place team at the state tournament. Yeah. I don't understand that one, because that one's simple. And I just don't understand why they don't just take all regional teams and put them in the team state.
if the IHSA doesn't want to do it, IWCOA step in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, they just ran their own girls dual team state tournament.
Well, in that case, I mean,
Like-
in that case, Marty and Dan, we could do that. Let's buy some trophies and we'll just hand them out. I mean,
Yeah.
I could easily do it. So I'll sponsor. We'll
We just
sponsor
need the down there in Assembly Hall, and
we'll
The
sponsor,
Northern Illinois, the
We'll
Northern Illinois Wrestling Team Champions.
we can do it. I'm not
Yep.
kidding. So if you guys want to make the trophy, I will be
Yeah,
definitely.
good luck getting those trophies through that door to Champaign.
Oh yeah.
There'll
Well,
be like no way in hell.
I don't think that'll be the.
We'll have to-
I don't think it'll be an
we'll
issue
bring them
getting.
in pieces and
I
assemble
will-
them
Put
together.
them together.
I'm pretty sure I can get those trophies to the victors very easily. I've luckily I luckily have enough relationships. I think we can get them to the champions. So you guys are now tasked with that responsibility. You get the team state trophies for the 1A, 2A, and 3A, and we'll put Marty. You can be on the 3A. McName's your 2A, and you're good.
You're 1A.
Yeah, I'll be 1A. I'll take the 1A. Yeah. I mean, some of this stuff is always interesting to see how the choices and decisions are made, because clearly, so we know some people who are on some of these advisory committees and boards and stuff, and I don't even think that they were privied to this information. So this is just above their pay grade, it looks like. So, but
Always something new.
yeah, it is. I don't think it's all bad. I think there's some positives to it. Again, Marty, I know what you're saying. There's a lot of positives to the focus part, but I also think there's a lot of weight cutting that needs to stop. I think a lot of people think you get good at wrestling by cutting weight, and I think and so I'm becoming a big anti-weight cutting guy. Like, I'm becoming a big one, because I see teams, coaches encouraging people to cut weight for the purpose of winning in the short term, knowing that, like, who cares if you lose? Go the weight class that's going to make you the best athlete that you can be. And if you get second or third, who cares? It's not a big deal. Move on, get better. But a lot of people are doing it just so that they can get the award, so they can win. And I think that's a short term for the long term. So I'm anti cutting weight. And so Tuesday, this just makes it easier for people not to have to. I mean, again, I guess you're right in that sense, because the Tuesday requires people to cut weight less. So I guess maybe I'm back on your side, Marty. I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back. Because obviously if you're wrestling short notice, you can't cut as much weight as if you did. All right. I'm with you. Yeah. I'm back with you.
I guess the one thing that might be a benefit of you doing it right after the regional before sectional, I guess, is that your guys who are out,
Yeah, you keep them you get them wrestling again.
you get them right away.
Instead of waiting 2 weeks and try to keep them down to
Right. And then if you're done, if you lose, now they're, I don't know.
No,
those
you're
are the guys
making
that win you- those are the guys that win you a trophy too.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
I mean, that's
And
part of
the
the battle,
wrestling,
keeping those guys interested for 3 more weeks.
yeah, when they're not doing anything.
Right.
Well, they're
All
better
doing is
practicing.
practicing.
Yeah.
Get
But
them
at
beat
least
down there,
at least here now there's only literally 1 week where they're not like doing anything.
Yeah, that's the thing what was so great about our high school is that we were able to take everybody. We took 21 kids with us to the state tournament, so all their hard work, they still got to go down to the state tournament and watch the state tournament. And a lot of those kids were young kids, so then they got to think about it and look at it, and then when they became a state qualifier, they weren't intimidated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's a huge benefit. I
It
remember
is.
we can talk about this a little bit, but like I remember when I was in 8th grade, I never went to the high school state tournament besides my 8th grade year. And I remember I ran down, I got to go past the barrier. I don't know if I took somebody's pass or whatever, but I got down and I remember seeing McName's. He was on the floor and I was there, and I just was, I think I was just like soaking it in, like watching it, like just soaking it in.
Yeah.
And that was a huge part of like being able to go down there the next year and not be intimidated or questioning whether or not I could do it. So
He saw it.
You know what we need to talk about today? Let's talk about the wonderful Midlands.
Let's talk about it.
Oh my God.
The Midlands has changed. So the Midlands finished up this weekend. One thing to mention, Markel Baker, local Freeport wrestler, he took 7th place, I believe, 7th or 8th place. Yeah.
Freeport kid, right?
Yeah, Freeport kid, state champ, good kid. And yeah, he's right in the hunt at 133 pounds, I believe.
Yeah, I watched a couple of his matches.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I gotta give a shout out. Have you looked at any of the comments here?
I have not. Let me see.
Yeah. My
buddy,
look at that.
Here, let me see.
A thing about running the regional winners, run it like they do Abe's Rumble. Put them in brackets and keep moving it out.
Buddy said, Marty, that sucks. So I think he was on my side with the weight cutting thing. The main change was to make both state series for both boys and girls a total of 4-week span. Okay. I don't know if they ever put that out as a like a policy though. 2 things, run it like Abe's with regional winners in a bracket play, run it like, okay. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about when it comes to letting everybody qualify, right? I think Matt Grimm, and let's see, Buddy, 100%. Yeah, see, I should have paid attention. Normally, it lights up when I get a comment and stuff.
Yeah, I just
it didn't light up. So I don't know who was on my side or who was on Marty's side. I don't know. next time our debate show happens,
there's usually nobody ever on my side.
Well, I technically
in the household.
Yeah. So yeah, I have no vote in the house.
Yeah, technically I did come back to your side because of the weight cutting aspect. I am starting to despise weight cutting, even though I'm a huge weight. I cut weight, but I also didn't cut weight a lot, and I just don't like when people cut weight to try to win. It's like, well, if you can't jump up the next weight class, are you really a winner? I don't get it. I don't think you're.
I don't know. You put a state champion, still a state champion.
Yeah, but if you can't, if the guy from the weight class below moves up and beats you, and if you go up a weight class and you can't beat him, it's like you're still a loser at some point once you wrestle the competition.
Still
don't run.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a runner. I'm a chaser.
Yeah.
And,
but I mean, you got to look if you have a solid team. I mean, let's say we'll use Hananiga right now. If I'm 150. I got to make a decision. Either I'm going up or I'm going down because I'm not beating out Cassiope, right?
Yeah.
So maybe knowing if I go up, I can't beat the 57. So my best shot. I mean, that dictates a lot of your weight cutting. I think
it sure does. It did in Hananiga. I mean, you wrestle him off, and the kid loses the wrestle off. He goes, "Well, I'm not gonna wrestle JV. I'm gonna move up, or I'm moving down."
Yeah. Yeah. No. I definitely. But that's where that's where my proposal of like having multiple kids enter the state series at the same weight. I'm just
somewhere along the line, Dalton. You got to realize that one person is going to be a champion.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes kids get beat out and they can't make the lineup. Or let's say that kid. I mean, it's just part of life, man. We got to make things harder. I mean, that was one of the things about wrestling that I loved is because it's hard.
Yeah.
And you have to practice all during Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that stuff. It kind of builds on you, you know.
You got to be dedicated.
Yeah, you do. So many wrestlers are military guys and stuff like that because they're tough. They're just tough people.
Unless you're in college, because then you just get up and leave and go somewhere else.
Yeah, go find a starting spot somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, hey, don't be starting to change the topic on that because don't forget these coaches are leaving for $50 million contracts and the universities are eating, $30 million at a time. Like these coaches are these coaches are bigger problems than the kids going from one place.
Can we get back to the Midlands?
We can. Yeah. We're gonna get back there. I did want
to. Was pointing like this. His hands going.
I know he's getting fired up here.
Yeah. There's New Year's Eve.
I'm telling you, there's nothing that fires me up more than the simplicity of that the athletes are running and stuff when these college coaches are making shit tons of money and they do it all the time and then they just point to kids and say, "Oh, you're not being loyal. You're not being." But these coaches would turn on a dime on every one of these guys if they got a better kid or they got a better contract themselves. So I think these coaches,
some of those kids are making pretty good money too.
Yeah, but these coaches are the biggest. They'll turn on you. These college coaches, if you don't do what they want you to do, the way that they want them done, they will turn on you. So I just don't. I don't like I don't like the athlete. The athletes are the product. They're the performer. They're the ones that are doing the work on every single day. These coaches, somehow they are changing. They get the narrative to skip on them. Like nobody talks about the coaches. These coaches need to be talked about. No, you don't get to get $50 million and go to this school or that school. And then also
we're not talking wrestling coaches anymore because I don't know wrestling coach getting paid $50 million.
But I guarantee you, no, I could tell you the Army coach, he left to Oklahoma State. Why did he leave? I don't know, but he turned on he recruited kids to enter Army, right? And then he's gone, right? His assistant's gone.
Yeah, there's no transfer in that Army.
I'm just saying that there's so many examples.
Here's a perfect example of it. The Iowa State football team, that coach went to Penn State, and he just rabbited. The kids all left. They all went in the portal and took off. Yeah. They didn't even wrestle, or they didn't even play in a bowl game this year because they weren't sure if they're going to have enough kids. They don't know if they're going to have coaches. I mean, somewhere they got to find out where there's that portal thing. You got to do it like. When there's
what happens to that
when the
coach?
Competition's over with or whatever.
Yeah. But what about the coach? Why the only reason why he left? I mean, he can say why he left. Oh, his family, blah blah blah. Whatever. He left because of money.
Oh yeah,
of course.
There should be another period of time too for coaches. They can only make a decision during this certain period.
Yeah.
When they're not competing.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is. You watch bowl games, and I love bowl games. There's like 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 guys not on a team anymore. They're gone.
Yeah.
I don't know how, as a coach, you could handle. I would lose my gourd.
Yeah.
All these kids taking off on me. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? What's wrong with this place?
Or Marty.
This guy's been our starting quarterback all year, and now he's gone, and now you got maybe your third string true freshman that has to play the bowl game.
Yeah.
Or Marty, maybe the exact opposite would happen. Maybe you would be such a great communicator and mentor and motivator that they would want to be on your team. Maybe.
Someone said, "Hey, come on over for a little more money."
Yeah. Well, all right, so this is a good transition.
We're still talking about the Midlands.
Yeah. We're still talking about the Midlands. Good transition to the Midlands because just like the bowl games, the Midlands Championship used to be the tournament of all tournaments, probably the best college tournament in the history of college tournaments during the season outside of Big Tens and Nationals. And now it has turned into basically a redshirt open tournament.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So Marianne and I were going to it. For the last 8 years, it's been at the Now, right in Barrington, right there, whatever, that facility.
Yeah.
I flicked it on, and I'm like, they're wrestling at Northwestern in the lacrosse center or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the stands are like 5, you can only have 5 bleachers. I'm just going, what just happened to this whole thing? Are they going to keep doing it, or is this going to fade, or is it just going to be like the Red Shirt Nationals?
Good question. I didn't see it on video, but I did see photos that they were in like a field house and I don't know.
It's a really cool field house. I mean, did they ever come out and say, hey, we're not going to be at the Now Center now. We're moving back to Northwestern.
Yeah.
And maybe the reason they had a basketball game because they were playing on the basketball game, and they still can't fit enough mats in their facility anyhow, their basketball facility. But and then I found out the finals were going to be at a certain time, so I turn them on, and I'm like, well, there's 8 mats. Which one's the finals match? So then I had to pull up Track Wrestling and see who's in the finals, and then find that mat and watch it. I mean, it was just I'm somewhat knowledgeable of the sport.
Yeah.
But it was unfriendly.
Yeah, it's definitely lost the what do you want to say, the luster of the Midlands.
Oh my God.
It used to, you had guys that were training for the Olympics that were out of college would wrestle.
Yeah.
What do you think happened? I know they added the Southern Scuffle. Now Iowa runs the
Soldier Salute.
But even before that, I think it was
when Iowa left is what killed it.
Yeah.
And what do you think caused Iowa to leave?
What do you think caused Iowa not to wrestle you and I every year? I don't know. Ask the question. Ask the brands why they don't wrestle you and I.
I don't have the brands on my phone.
I don't think they're watching it either, Marty. Maybe they'll chime up in the comments here. But
somebody will say something, you know.
They're afraid they're going to lose their coaching jobs to Schwab.
Yeah. I
don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't have it.
Wrestle anybody anywhere.
Yeah.
But, I don't know what the deal is, but
yeah. I mean, I think. Don't you think though? You know, we talked about some stuff earlier. Like, don't you think that there's some of it is financial? Like, I mean, for the longest time, Midlands was a big tournament, and I don't think any of these other programs got any, you know, return for it. And so when a program like Iowa brings, I mean, because again, Midlands brought I don't know, maybe 40-50% of the fans at the Midlands were Iowa fans.
Yeah.
So at some point, don't you go, wait, why are we bringing everybody to Chicago? Why not just have everybody come to Iowa?
But not everybody will go. Just the Iowa people will just go to the one. You're getting at least a little bit more publicity from people in the Illinois area. And Illinois, the state has some pretty good wrestling programs.
Yeah.
I mean, recruiting wise. I mean, it's just weird. I mean, Steve Dwyer wrestled in it a couple of years ago and took 4th at heavyweight.
Yeah.
Right.
After he wrestled for Nebraska.
Well, here's another point. That is now no longer possible because it is now not an open tournament. It's an invite, I believe.
Yes. Right.
So there's no longer any type of no Division III kids got into it. No. Division II, no open entries. So it is no longer an open tournament. It is an invite tournament. So it's only basically for whoever wants to go based off of Division I.
Who's in charge of it? Is it?
I don't know. I think Timmy Krzyzewski was the guy who ran it forever, and then I don't know if he's still in charge of it. But good question. I don't know. I don't know what's going on because it is like whoever owns the rights to the Midlands tournament name. I mean, that is a huge tournament.
Yeah,
and I just don't understand why it's not like a big deal.
Why it's still not.
Yeah, it's a huge mistake right now.
Oh, it's huge right now. I mean, especially if it there's just, I don't know how it's not. I mean, I would get to the point where I would try to, I'm a big proponent of profit shares. So we're in this era of financials and money and people changing because of money and doing things based on financial, people go to the national duels because there's a financial reward. Well, it's like the Midlands, they should just do a profit share. Give it to give the proceeds of the ticket sales, the broadcasting rights, the food sales, whatever it is, break it up and give it to Penn State, give it to Iowa, give it to the schools that are going to bring the best kids in the country and make it an event. If they're not willing to do that, I don't know if there's really an incentive. I mean, if you look at Iowa's their schedule, it's ridiculous. So to add on that other thing, there's got to be an incentive for them to go do it. I mean, Iowa's tough. They're not tough enough to wrestle that type of a schedule and not have injuries. And then if they do have injuries, people are going to be dogging them for the transfers getting injured again. So they've got to protect their athletes.
Yeah, they should just name it the Red Shirt Backup Tournament of the Year or something, right? All the backups and all the red shirts, because you look at the it lists the teams that were coming. I'm like, oh, there's going to be some good teams. Illinois coming. Everybody, they're coming. Hell, nobody, just all back up and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's very few starters there.
Yeah, right.
There were very few.
And maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe teams just decided it was too tough. Kids got injured and now you got the second half of the season coming up, Big Ten seasons right around the corner. And
well, the guy that you made me, what's the head coach from Libertyville wrestled in it for God. I used to sit in the chair and videotape him. I'm like, so you're going to watch your match? You're 40 years old. You're going to see what you did wrong. He's great, though. He was
Yeah, he is a great guy.
And then you would all of a sudden it'd be because I would bring their whole lineup.
Yeah.
Everybody.
They even brought backups.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And their 25-pounder one year never stepped foot on the mat until his senior year, and he won a national title. I can't think of his name.
Whitmer?
Zapital?
No, Zapital lost. Jesse Whitmer.
Jesse Whitmer, yeah. I can't walk. I came walking into the field house at Northwestern. I'm like, who the hell's this little guy from Iowa? And he was kicking the crap out of everybody.
Yeah.
And he was,
I think one of my favorite matches was watching UNI Cologne pin
Ramos
in the finals there. That was
a good one. That was. Mine would probably always go back to Steve Mocco versus Tommy Rollins. That was, it ended in a fist fight, and I was like, this is crazy.
Mocco was at Iowa.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the Midlands, it's I'm not sure. I think college wrestling is shifting. I don't know if this is on purpose or accidental as to why it turned into just kind of like a open tournament for the college teams and stuff. But we didn't even see any wrestle off type like scenarios, where you'd send
two guys
put two guys in and whoever.
I would be curious. I would be curious to talk to some of these coaches. I mean, I might actually send a text out to a few coaches that I have in my phone and say, was there any like reasoning why? But I don't know if I'll get a response. But Marty, you can call the brands, find out what the brands say.
I mean, it's not like the Soldier Salute. How many teams do they even have there? 6
or 7.
I mean,
but they get everybody to wrestle all their teams.
You look at the scuffle, and I think the scuffle is down too. I mean, Penn State used, I think, go down there. They're not going now, and I don't think many teams send.
I mean, we're a week away from the Big Ten duels,
right?
And the last thing you want to do is have some guy get hurt. But getting hurt is inevitable.
But I mean, you can't not wrestle because you're afraid guys get hurt.
Yeah, you can put them in bubble wrap.
Come on.
Like the Michelin Man. Well, I'm totally against that. I mean, I'm a believer in wrestling. So
we don't want to get banged up. Well, Jesus Christ, then don't wrestle.
Well, don't you think, here's another thing. Don't you think we should extend the college season longer?
No.
Well, don't you think if you extended it longer, you would have more opportunity to have these bigger events throughout the year?
Have them wrestling in April? I'd play golf in April. Be hard for me to watch the whole national tournament.
You play one time in April. It's like 1 week out of April. That's when we get to go out. I believe last year I played one round in April and then it rained. And then I
started playing in March last year.
Yeah, but you're crazy. You're out there. You're playing when there's snow on the ground.
Oh yeah. It just slows the putt down a little bit.
Yeah, you give yourself a reasoning that you can play the women's tees. It's cold out.
Okay, let's stop that for a second. It's the forward tees.
Okay.
It's not the women's tees.
Okay.
And yes, when we have a frost at the golf courses in the county, we all move up.
Yeah.
It's called the frost move.
The frost move, yeah. Well, let's bring up, I know you guys know Coach Evan Thorpe. What's he got to say? I don't think this had anything to do with teams not attending, but the ticket prices for fans were out of control. What were the prices to go to the Midlands?
I remember someone saying when they had it out, like the parking was expensive.
Well, again, everybody is. This is where
everyone's looking to get their dollar.
Everybody's trying to get their dollar, and I think wrestling. Whether it's putting everything behind a paywall, whether it's charging for early weigh-ins. Do you know, like you go to certain tournaments in the off season, people can pay to weigh in early as opposed to paying in or like just weighing in. Yeah.
What?
Where's that from? Where are you getting that?
This is why you guys are out of the loop and good for you. But no, you can have early weigh-ins if you pay a certain amount to get in. And so there's just so much financial. I mean, there's like, think about dual teams. I had a conversation with a dad this week about how there are people out there that are setting up dual teams, and then they basically charge people for the gear to get on the dual team. Right. So like, they create these dual teams. So everybody's trying to get money, and money is like slowly like dividing everybody into like, are we on the same financial stream, or are we on a different one? And it's like,
that's anything in youth sports now. They tell you the greatest thing in the world, and actually you're not really that good at all. But you're paying money to go there. So
mom and dad have money.
You got to realize in life there is good and bad, and some kids are very, very athletic, and there's some kids that are not athletic at all, but they work hard and they get better. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just such a.
Well, that's a good segue because I actually wanted to talk about this, and I think because you guys have been out of the game for a while, and you can recognize this. And
did he just say we've been out of the game?
He called us old.
Well, you
did.
didn't. You
right,
didn't
you might
even
as well
know
just
that.
call us old then.
You didn't even know you could pay early weigh-ins.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I'm going to run my own tournament and just charge people to weigh in that day.
Not kidding. That's an actual thing. You can look it up. But like how so easily people, parents specifically, are enticed by, like, if you tell them, oh, you want a kid on a national team, somehow they believe that little Johnny is like, oh, little Johnny's going somewhere, because they don't have any awareness as to how good they actually are. And then the social aspect, if you're not on Facebook, good for you. But if you're on Facebook and you scroll, every parent, they just want to brag about their kid. And I get that. Now that I have a child, I understand. I just want to tell everybody how cool she is. But at the same time, I also recognize like how silly it is to get so excited about other people giving your kid like pats on the back and stuff. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is like, wrestling, to me, I really want to encourage the journey to become your best self in wrestling. Like if you really try to become the best wrestler that you can be, it's like literally an amazing life-changing experience if you commit to that. But so many people right now, because of social media, because of the internet, because of like recognition, people are in it just for getting their name heard on a podcast. I mean, I'm telling you, if we said somebody's name on the podcast, I'll get a message, hey, thanks for the shout out, which it's like,
what if we say something bad though?
Exactly. I mean, people are too connected to the opinions of others, I think, in a negative way. So yeah, you guys tell me what your thoughts on that.
Well, the idea of success has changed. Like what you're saying to me, you could be a kid, you never stepped on the varsity mat, but you made it all 4 years. You busted your ass. You took away what you learned in wrestling, the commitment, everything, and are able to apply that in life, right? And you go on and you become successful or whatever, but you attribute everything you learned from wrestling. That's success to me. Now everyone believes success is, hey, did you win a trophy? Did you win that? And it's a different mindset. And like you said, the youth sport, well, Dalton, you weren't good enough for my team. Well, mom and dad just take you team to team until finally
they find place for
you're good enough to be their guy. But then when you compete against that other team, well, you get beat. Well, now your parents are mad at this new coach because, well, my son didn't get any better. Well, your son wasn't ever as good as that other kid. You just found somewhere to put him.
You found a hole.
He was good enough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and again, it starts at that youth. Well, what are you teaching these kids?
So back in the day, I hate talking about Honega, but it's the only place I've ever been. But back in the day when I started Kids Club, my whole goal was to keep it like a team, like it's Honega. Nobody else can come into our Kids Club but the kids from our community. And that was great. It was going and going. Then all of a sudden, you get some parents that think their kids are really good. And they're like, well, we want to go to this tournament, not the tournament that's on the schedule. And I'm like, no, you're going to the tournaments on the schedule because there's nothing better than watching 50 kids go into a tournament and wrestle. Everybody's together. That's how you make friends as parents. That's how you do everything. Well, I had a couple of kids that thought they were really good and parents thought their kid was really good. And the internet just came out in track wrestling. And there was a weekend that I always gave off over Christmas. Like, nobody's going to go to a tournament. Be with your family. Go travel. Do whatever you want to do. And this is Kids Club, not high school. So I'm like, okay, it worked. All of a sudden, somebody said to me, I think I saw so-and-so wrestled somewhere. So I looked up on track, and they'd gone to, like, Iowa or something. And that next week at practice, I called the kid and the dad. I'm like, look it. You guys went to, no, we didn't go to another tournament. I'm like, yeah, you did. It's right here, track wrestling. You went to another tournament. I told you can't do that. And you can't blame the kid. It's not the kid he doesn't have a driver's license. Right. He's not driving to it. It's the parents that do it, and you just gotta, it's okay just to go wrestle at Belvedere or East or whatever, right, and support those local teams. It's just like, it's crazy, but oh well, it's youth sports at its finest. And this in wrestling isn't even bad. I've heard some other sports that are just.
What's crazy too is there's every other weekend it's the World Series of baseball. Summer.
National champions.
We're in the World Series. Where? Oh, we're playing at HCC. Well, who's in there? Well, 5 other teams from Rockford. What? Really? It's the World Series? Yeah, we're world champs. Oh,
yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We could get into some good conversations, I think, with some of this stuff, because there's so much nuance to it. Like there's so much, like, just the conversation that we were talking about, Marty, like there's so much that I totally agree with you. And then there's parts where I'm like, yeah, but what if the coach isn't very good? And what if the program isn't actually like in a positive direction? It's like, you don't just want somebody you're not just going to listen to somebody because they told you to. At least I'm not going to listen to somebody and just because. And I don't think you should give up your authority and your autonomy to a coach just because they're a coach. That's one of the biggest pushbacks I have with team sports and school stuff, is because, like, what if you just live in a district where the coach isn't very good? He's not very thoughtful. He's not very well versed. He doesn't have good morals or ethics or anything like that. And you're like, well, I just have to listen to him because I live here.
You don't have to listen to him, but you could still play for him and work harder.
Sure.
I mean, sometimes that's kind of life though, Dalton. You're going to end up maybe working somewhere with somebody, and that person that you're working with, or the person who's your boss, is an idiot. But, you just shut your mouth and work harder.
Well, work harder. What do you mean work harder?
Work harder.
If your boss is an ass?
Yeah, I mean, you just make it to where he can't say anything about you because you work hard.
Oh, you're saying be undeniable. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I'm totally I love the idea of being undeniable. I just think that some of these coaches actually, it wouldn't even matter if they have the leverage. I mean, if they have the authority or leverage, I think there's a boss too that say you're undeniable, and they basically take advantage of your skill set. Like, you should go find another place to work. And I'm sure if you're that undeniable, you probably have tons of people that are interested in your services. So,
the thing with Hananiga though, which is great, the kids club, is most of those guys that are coaches wrestled for me.
Yeah. Again, so I would say
they kind of know this. They know the system a little bit,
Right.
So so you just and they're passionate about it too. Which some people are just, they don't know anything about the sport, and they think they know something about the sport. Whereas a lot of those guys know the sport.
Yeah, and I think I'm lucky to have had an opportunity to be up at Hananiga and kind of see the culture and stuff that was going on. I was there 2010 to 2011, somewhere like that. And you were just retiring. And so I got an opportunity to kind of see the program from the inside out. And I remember the reason why, I came home from Nebraska, and, Coach Dan wanted me to come help him as well. And I was like, I kind of want to go see what's up with Hananiga, see what's going on. And I got a chance to see it. And it is definitely a, what is it called? It's an enigma. It's like it's a unique thing that doesn't exist in a lot of places. And so your perspective isn't wrong. I just think sometimes your perspective is based off of Hananiga, which is like the exception. Like it's something that has withstood, decades of good parents, bad parents, whatever. And so it is a unique place that is definitely doing great. And obviously they're still doing great.
Well,
so.
The one thing you would say is, like you said, Marty, you got kids who wrestle for you now who are running it. It's the, I'm not sure what the word, but it's the familiar. There hasn't been a lot of change in the program where you just have random people coming in running.
Right.
The Opies ran it for how long, right? So it didn't change year to year who was running it.
Right.
A lot of kids clubs, parents come, parents go. They're helping. Maybe there's one head coach who runs it, but you got different groups of people and different mindsets coming in, where I think your kids club has benefited from stability. Is probably the word, right?
And since I've been retired, of the 4 coaches, 3 of them were wrestlers from Hananiga. They're our head coaches. Justin Weeman, Anthony Myers, and Tyler DeMoss right now. And Jason Golodowski was the only one that wasn't. He was from Beloit Memorial.
Right.
So you keep somebody that's been through it,
Well, going back to McNames' point, this is an interesting. I actually had a conversation with somebody who is a parent on a board in Belvedere, right? And I was trying to explain to them, like, I don't think the board for the program actually has to be made up by parents, because the argument was that there was a couple board members and their kids weren't on the team, and I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't mean that they don't want the program. If they're connected to the high school program, then they should be a part of it. And I think a lot of, like you said, a lot of parents get involved and they get really ambitious, and they're like, we're going to change, we're going to do this, then this. And then 2-3 years later, their kid doesn't want to wrestle. And now they've changed everything. And the head coach doesn't have any authority in how the program's operated. I know my personal experience, like, I was met with nothing but resistance from the youth programs, because it was disrupting their ability to execute what they thought they needed. And now looking back 5 years later, like, they're wrong. So it's a challenge with all that stuff.
Years ago, a conversation was the kids club about, hey, let's run it this way. Gave them opportunities. And now we want to do this. And I looked at him, I go, sad thing's going to be, in 2 years, your son's done and you're done. You have nothing. You're not coming back. Oh, no, we're going to stay with. No, that's, when you're out of the program, you're moved on. And they never went back and helped, and I'd like to meet with those guys now and say, see, I tried to.
Yeah. No, McNames,
overall, I'm not,
we could get into the weeds and McNames. I think I was at that meeting with you. I believe it was at a golf course.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think Marty, a lot of what you're talking about is so great. And again, I'll just keep posting. Marty definitely set a high standards, and again, that's the hard part, is whatever Marty did at the very beginning, he did a great job to establish, like, dominance, like, and from there, it kind of, like, allowed the foundation to be built. And once the foundation is built, I remember having a conversation with the athletic director at the time when I was coaching at Belvedere, and he was like, hey, Hononegah's down right now. I said, yeah, but they're going to be back because they have a foundation of the kids program. Like, oh, really? Like, yeah. I said, they'll have a cycle, but they're going to have 5 guys that come through that are going to be studs. Oh, really? And then all of a sudden they get second in the state last year. Like, so it's like, people don't even, like, the athletic directors oftentimes don't understand how success is built over time in wrestling programs. And so they allow whatever to be done at the kids level. And then, 10 years, 10 years, you reap what you sow at the kids level. So if you have bad organization, you have parents that are running the organization in a egoic, self-centered way, then 10 years from now, you're not going to have a very good high school program. And it's because of that fact. So I guess this has turned into kudos to Marty and kudos to Hononegah for kind of steadying the ship and continuing for the last how many years you guys have had that ability to do it. It's a testament to the culture. It's a testament to everything that has transpired there. So to end on a funny note, I want to pull this up and we'll chat about this for a second. But I found something today, and I just wanted to pop in. This is from 2006, my senior year in high school finals. Dan McNames and Marty Kaiser, folks. What do you guys remember from the 2006 state tournament?
Wow.
I've been beating heads.
What's that?
Was that the year you were in the finals? We had a couple guys in the finals, didn't we?
Yeah, myself, Latella, and Dwyer.
Yeah.
What a year! But look at you guys, young bucks, man. Hold on, let me pull that.
I don't see any picture. I don't see a picture.
You don't see a picture?
No, I see me. I still look great, me personally.
Man, you guys both have visible hair. Both of you have visible hair.
I do still have visible hair. I shave it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do.
That's a choice, right?
Yeah, totally a choice.
Exactly.
I can let it grow if you want me to.
No.
Yeah. No, I like it shaved. You look tough.
You know what? Here's the thing though, Dalton. Those days back then were just so much fun because all the coaches wanted everybody to do well at the state tournament. We'd sit together with all the Nick 10 coaches. we'd work out together. We'd talk about it. We'd do I mean, it was just that whole period of time from the 90s through the 2000s was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Great guys, very competitive, but we'd all go out and have a beer together after any meeting we had. It was awesome.
Yeah. Do you think like general culture has impacted our ability to collaborate and cooperate?
Well, you've said it a couple of weeks ago. You talked about how you're trying to get these head coaches on to do some talking, and they don't want to do it, or they feel like, you're only talking about Hononegah. Well, you're only talking about Hononegah because they're successful. I mean, we got still some great coaches. Gene Lee is one of the. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's the whole purpose of Rockford East. Him and Perry Giardini were they built that program, and it was built way before I even got here. Yeah, I don't know.
I think when you talk, you bring up Gene, and Gene is very much that old school. I mean, he's been there forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had a lot of ties to kids throughout kids clubs because his involvement was IKWF. I mean, there's a lot of things that wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for Gene Lee still.
Right, 100%.
But I talk with him, and he talks about how, man, I miss those days when we would get together and go out. And, when I was still coaching, I would always try to find time to hang out with Gene. Gene's a great guy, and he'd like to talk wrestling. But, he talks about that. That's not the culture anymore among the coaches.
Yeah, I mean, like at the coaches conference when we'd select the all-conference team and all that stuff, we'd sit and laugh and we'd talk about it. Now I've heard there's been sometimes they argue and yell at each other. I'm like,
well, yeah. I don't want to get too far in the weeds of personal conversation about specific people, but I definitely don't think he's without criticism as to one of the reasons why there's less cooperation. I think if you look at a lot of the coaches, if we talk just the conference, there are moments and times where I think all coaches are very, very at fault when it comes to playing politics or teaming up against one person or another. So, I mean, I don't know. I think outside of Hononegah, I wouldn't be bragging about many other programs because no other program is braggable, I think. And so, yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. But either way, like I said, I'm just curious about our inability to have confrontation and work through it. I think so many people have this emotional response to confrontation. I don't think it's too complicated to argue with people. I think what's hard is for people to admit that maybe they're wrong and maybe that they need to make changes. I think that's definitely something hard for people to do. But in general, I wouldn't.
Oh, I'm told I'm wrong every day by my wife.
Yeah. You're wrong?
Yeah.
I've never been right.
Yeah. I keep making the wrong changes too, I guess.
Back in those days when we used to have epic battles with Perry and I used to East and Hononegah. I mean, the whole person that Gary Thacker is the person who molded me. He told me everything that he did. I mean, just think of that. Like he was up. They won the conference a couple times on Friday night before we even got to Saturday. Belvedere did, and I would call him, and he would tell me everything they do. I mean, he's the reason of what I am. There's nobody now in this conference that would do that to somebody.
Sure. I think, Marty, you are the reason why you are. I think people influence us along the way, but ultimately who you are is what came out.
I was just a stubborn ass.
Yeah. Hey, that stubbornness paid off when it came to doing some of this stuff. Definitely, definitely helped out. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I do love this. This was a great podcast. I think.
Yeah, what a way to end the year, right?
We went through a lot of different places. We got a lot of interaction, a lot of people joining to chat about it. And I think this was one great one to end. I definitely think that as we go through the rest of the season on Wednesday mornings, it's going to be good because I talked to Brad Lind. I asked him if he wanted to jump on today. He said he couldn't, but we're going to get him on next week. And I really want to start going back and revisiting some of the history. Obviously, I brought up a picture of you guys from 2006. I'll try to
Which
find
we couldn't see.
Well, you couldn't see.
Open your eyes.
We saw it. But yeah, I think that we've got a lot to talk about. I think this was a good one to mix things up on the conversation side. So good stuff, guys. You guys have a good rest of your day.
You bet. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.